Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, our group will present about Ijarah Summa Al-Bait as our product development. Firstly, I will introduce myself. My name is Wan Suryati binti Wan Omar. So, Ijarah Summa Al-Bait means hire purchase. It outlines how parties will enter into contracts that take effect one at a time in order to perform a lease or buyback transaction. The Ijarah, the first contract in this series, serves to specify all the conditions for renting or leasing over a specific amount of time. The sale or purchase will be activated by the second contract in the serial procedure, known as buy. For example, in a facility that finances electronic devices such as laptop, printer, tablet or camera, a consumer will sign an Ijarah contract to lease an electronic device from a bank for a specified payment amount over a specified time frame. The second contract will go into effect after this leasing time is over and will provide the customer the option to fully purchase the device at the pre-agreed upon price. Along with the growth of Islamic banking, the bank now faces the challenge of stepping up efforts to develop cutting-edge Islamic financial products in order to create a competitive market based on Islamic principles. Islamic hire purchase is one of the Ijarah contracts created by Islamic banking in Malaysia and is used to finance a variety of assets for individuals, especially among youth. Now, I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ijarah and I will present about the advantages of the products. So the first advantages of the product is it can be purchased by students. So as we all know, there are students who came from M40 and B40 group and sometimes they cannot afford to buy laptop for their studies. So therefore, we want to improve our Ijarah product to varieties their selection to the electronic devices such as laptop or tablet or even camera. So the products can be purchased by the students and they can use their university as the guarantor. So the second advantage is lower rate of profit rate. So as known, the rate for hire purchase in conventional bank is high and constantly change with the OPR. But for our improved product, the rate will be lower than the conventional. So the profit rate for our product is 3.5% in order to make it easier for students to pay monthly. So the third advantage is goods can be electronic devices. For the time being, hire purchase can only be made for a car or any industrial goods, but we want to focus on the students. As for that, we will make the goods more expand to the electronic devices such as laptop or tablet. So as for the last advantages, we will make a longer period of contract, which is 3 to 5 years. We choose to make longer contract period in order to make students plan their monthly payments carefully as they are still students. So thus, I think that's all from me. So let's move to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Nadia Muhammad ISB547. I will proceed with the modus operandi of Al-Ijarah in electronic purchase. Ijarah is a lease contract contingent on purchasing agreement or gift. The common mechanism of this contract is depicted in the following figure. This figure shows the process of Ijarah of electronic purchase. At the first stage, the client selects the asset to be financed by the bank and approach the supplier to acquire all the relevant information. After obtaining the relevant information regarding the asset, the client will approach the bank to list the identified asset after the bank's purchase. The bank will purchase the asset by making the payment on a cash basis and subsequently, the vendor will transfer ownership of the asset to the bank. the bank will lease out the asset to the client by transferring possession and right of use of the asset. As a lessee, the client will pay a certain Ijarah rental over the lease period. At the end of the lease term, the legal ownership is transferred to the customer, which in this case is students.
Hi, I am Ijarah binti Muhammad Arzali, and I will proceed with underlying contract. Al-Ijarah Tuma Al-Bay is a type of Islamic financing that is based on concept of Islamic leasing, also known as Ijarah. ITAP is a lease-to-own financing structure in which the financier or lessor provides an asset to the customer, lessee, in exchange for a rental fee. The students have the option to purchase the asset at the end of the lease term for a pre-agreed purchase price. The underlying contract of ITAP is based on the principle of Ijarah, which is a contract between two parties where one party provides a benefit to the other party in exchange for a consideration. In the context of ITAP, the financier provides the asset to the customer in exchange for a rental fee, with the option for the customer to purchase the asset at the end of the lease term. The Al-Ijarah Tuma Al-Bay contract includes four main elements. First, the financier owns the asset and is responsible for its maintenance. Second, the customer uses the asset for an agreed period of time. Third, the customer pays a rental fee to the financier for using the asset. And fourth, at the end of the lease term, the customer has the option to purchase the asset for a pre-agreed purchase price. Al-Ijarah Tuma Al-Bay is considered as a Sharia-compliant form of financing as it follows the principle of Islamic finance, such as avoiding interest-based transactions and sharing of risk between the parties. The underlying contract is based on sale and leaseback agreement, where the financier sells the assets to the customer and then lease it back to the customer, thus avoiding the element of interest. It is important to note that the Al-Ijarah Tuma Al-Bay contract must comply with the Sharia principles and rules, so the assessment of the contract must be done by Sharia Supervisory Board (SSB) that must approve the contract and any future modifications.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ijarah binti Ahmad. I will discuss about the SWOT analysis related to the development of hire purchase on electronic device. The first rank is interest rate is fixed. The interest rate will remain fixed throughout the term. It will not change no matter what because the loan is focused on the student to help them getting the electronic device for their study. So the student will know upfront exactly how much the electronic device will cost over the length of the agreement and make the budget based on the term. The second is fixed monthly payment. Student can be getting ready the saving for the monthly payment of the electronic device at the fixed payment. Last rank is a fewer restriction. The requirement from the bank is not too strict for the students to involve in the loan agreement. There are no mileage or conditional restriction that must be made with a hire purchase agreement as the asset because years once the term has ended. Next is weaknesses. The first is missing or late payments could affect student credit score. If the student has over the term, like miss the payment or even make it late, it will be flagged the student's credit reports and may affect the credit score or even the ability to borrow in the future. Second is misuse the loan agreement. There was a possibility for the students to abuse the convenience or the chance that have been given. For example, make a loan for the laptop, but at the end the students sold the laptop through the third party. Besides, for the opportunities is student can own the assets at the end of the agreement. After payment has been settled, students have the ownership rights on that electronic device. Next, First Bank, which is offered the electronic hire purchase device. It was to give the convenience for the students that having the financial problem to continue their study. The last is threats. The threats that a bank could be facing is the competitors. It is because other electronic stores also provides the same offer for the student to get into the loan agreement in getting the device. For example, Senhe has offered the flexible payment which called pay later, so it might be being some challenge for the bank to sustain the higher purchase concept. Lastly, the possibilities for the student to make the late payment or even miss the payment is high. Thus become some issues. The bank could not give the high expectations and it will become some risk for the bank product.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurbaitina Jiha binti Rosti. Summary for this product of Ijarah Summa Al-Bai or hire purchase on electronic device will help students to own electronic device they may use during their study or to help them to smoothly do their assignment, focusing on the student who cannot afford to buy items such as laptop, printer or other electronic device. This product offers a higher purchase based on Sharia compliance to help those in need to buy the electronic device such as laptop. With this new higher purchase, students could select the best device to use during their study using Sharia compliant instrument directly at their bank of selection. This product has a lot of benefits and could help a lot of students during their studies, especially students from M40 and B40 families. Owning a laptop has become necessary because students will need it to complete their assignment and assessment. With the introduction of this new product, it is hoped that many more investors will be attracted. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.